Really?
Sometimes as the process try to sync it up, it might be on right now, so they might be watching us. It's okay, we're on.
All right. Good evening, friends. Happy Sabbath, as we still have about a couple more minutes left in Sabbath, close to an hour. But today, for Snack and Chat and Cooking with Chef Dre, we have a guest. Well known, very popular around these areas. Go ahead and tell them who you are, what you do.
I'm Jonathan Sanchez, and I'm the associate pastor of the Series Church.
Nice, nice. All right, so he's my boss, unfortunately. No, I have a lot of fun with him. But so today, Jonathan, we're gonna make sour cream donuts. You know, one thing that one of my best friends and I share in common is we love donuts, and he actually showed with me sour cream donuts from
Okay.
Krispy Kreme. The other week, last week we went to go to Krispy Kreme 2 weeks ago on our day off to get their sour cream donuts. Guess what?
They were out.
No, not only were they out, they no longer sell sour cream donuts at Krispy Kreme. Our hearts were broken. So I purposed in my heart to learn how to make sour cream donuts. And Jonathan, you're gonna enjoy that. You're gonna go around the journey with me on how to make picture perfect sour cream donuts. Now, what's your confidence level when it comes to cooking? I see you got the outfit going.
Yeah, my confidence used to be high when I was a bachelor, and as a married person, it kind of has gone down.
Yeah.
But baking is not my strong point.
Okay.
But
No
we'll
worries.
see what happens.
We'll see what happens. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, man. So what we're gonna make right now is our cake flour. One thing about sour cream donuts is the texture is key. It's crispy on the outside. It's a little bit heavier, but it's really soft on the inside. And we can't just use regular flour. We want to make cake flour. And how we're gonna do that is we're gonna mix cornstarch with our all-purpose flour. So I'm just gonna walk you through it. We're gonna take turns, I guess, on each step.
Okay.
So do 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Sift it through the little sifting thing. You guys like that terminology, sifting thing. Just go ahead and shake it around. Shake it. Yeah, there you go. Careful, it can go everywhere. All right, and then after that, you're gonna add yourself a tablespoon of cornstarch. And what we're gonna do right now is making our cake flour. And what this does is it really makes the texture for our donuts exactly what we want. Crispy on the outside, nice and crispy, but really soft, and it's a bit of a heavier donut. And yeah, so keep going. So do that. And here, actually, to make life easier, put the sifting on that, or just that thing on there. Yeah. And then just add 1 more tablespoon, just don't sift it yet. 1 more tablespoon of cornstarch. The ratio is 1 cup to 2 tablespoons.
Just
Just go ahead and put it on. And then add 1 more cup of flour. Yep. Just throw
without
it in.
sifting it?
No, just go ahead and throw it in there.
Okay.
We'll sift it in the other bowl. Save us some time. Boom. And then grab your 3rd cup over there. Add a 1/3 of all flour.
With this one?
Mm-hmm.
Why not do with the other one?
Because I just want a 1/3. Unless you can measure out a 1/3 perfectly.
Oh, a third. Third cup. I
There
thought you
you
meant the 3rd cup.
No, a 1/3.
See,
yeah,
this kind of stuff will probably mess me up, and
a 1/3 cup of flour. There. Oh, that's still.
we don't want to have what happened to me with the so-called cauliflower buffalo wings.
Oh, those weren't cauliflower. Those are jackfruit.
No. When I tried to make buffalo wings.
Oh, when you tried to make buffalo
Yeah,
wings.
yeah. It wasn't a pretty story.
Was it? All right, so go ahead and add 3 more cups of cornstarch, and then we'll sift it onto the other bowl.
Okay.
All right, Pastor. Now, one thing about you is that you're born and raised in the Bay Area, right?
Correct.
What part?
Well, not born in the Bay Area.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But raised there since.
Raised in the Bay Area. Tell them where.
3?
Yeah, 3. Tell them where you're from, though. Tell them where you're born.
I was born in El Salvador.
I'm in. No.
Where were you born?
Anyways, I was born in Gilroy, but hey, I still have Salvadorian. My mom was born and raised in Wasapan, El Salvador, so hey, I still got it in me. Alright, man, so you're gonna go ahead and sift it through. So that
So
whole mixture, yep.
Put it all in
Yep,
here.
yep, sift it.
Okay, maybe so they could.
Yeah.
They
Well, I'll
could
take this
see.
out of the way.
Yeah, there's evidence of anything I might do that's wrong. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, so just sift it.
Just sift it. It's gonna be a bit of a forearm workout because it's a little heavier, but just kind of try to keep it all in the bowl.
Oh,
Now, you said you were raised in Oakland, right?
yes.
Okay, nice. So, I know I'm from the Bay Area as well. We actually share a lot in common.
Which part of the Bay Area?
Gilroy. It's considered the Bay Area.
I don't know.
Geographically, it's the last city in the South Bay Area. So yes, Gilroy is a part of the Bay Area. And
So
if
the-
it's not, hey,
Are you guys north of Morgan Hill? south?
no, we're south of Morgan Hill. But once you leave Gilroy, you're out of the Bay Area. So Gilroy is still considered the Bay Area. Hey, you want to argue to a map? Because if you go to a map, say Gilroy is on the south part of the bay. Go ahead and sift it through one more time. Keep sifting it.
Oh, keep sifting
Keep
it
sifting
here.
it. Keep sifting it. Yeah. All right, so we've been on a time crunch, so we got to get it going. And did you ever go to academies growing up?
I went to Golden Gate Academy for 3 years,
3
for
years,
my
okay.
junior high years.
Oh, okay, so 6 through 8.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, we share a lot of things in common, though. We're both good-looking men, as you guys can see. No, but we're Salvadorian. Although I'm half, I'll still say I'm Salvadorian. Both from the Bay Area, and we were also born and raised Adventist, and that comes with a lot of pros and some struggles as well. But like you said, you only went to academy growing up in middle school. I actually didn't know academies existed until my sophomore year in high school. We both. Did you grow up going to Spanish church?
Yes, like when I grew up going to a Spanish church.
Me as well.
Oakland Spanish was my church since until I left to PUC.
PUC. And that's where you did college, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Oh, we'll get there later, actually. Sift it one more time.
Oh man.
Yeah, the reason why we're doing so much sifting is because cake flour needs to be very fine. And we'll leave it at that. We'll leave that's your last sifting one. I hope you're good at multitasking because I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. So,
It's only one way to find out.
hopefully you don't mess up our food. No, but I'm asking a lot of questions so we as a whole can get to know you because maybe some people here just know you as the very stern associate pastor. I remember when I first met you, I was trying to read him. I was trying to figure out what type of guy he was. I couldn't figure it out. He's hard to read. But look at that. That's some good technique. He's getting it all in the bowl still. Alright. But yeah, being born and raised Adventist, like I said, comes with a lot of pros and a lot of cons. What was one thing you could remember that was kind of one of your favorite memories growing up in the Adventist church? Like for me, example, one thing I loved was having people around my age that believed in God, because I went to public school my whole life, and there weren't many people who believed in God. But what was some of your favorite memories growing up, going to Adventist school, or Adventist church, excuse me?
What age group? What would you say?
Let's say before high school.
Before high school.
Let's work our way up chronologically.
Sabbath school classes was always a highlight. Pathfinders was always a huge thing.
How many Oshkoshes have you gone to?
4.
4. Snap!
2 with Oakland Spanish. No, 3 with Oakland Spanish, and then 1 with Series Light Bearers.
Okay, nice. You gone to 4. I've only gone to 1, so you got me beat there. One I went to was Esther, and so Pathfinder was probably big highlight for you then, yeah.
Oh yeah, huge highlight.
That's
Huge
good.
highlight.
Yeah, Pathfinder's for me as well, and that's actually where I was first given in sitting down, going through our Vespers and getting to be heard the Bible actually for the first time really. But we're gonna transition now. So right now we have our cake flour; it's nicely fine, and we're gonna transition now and going to our second station over here, where we're gonna mix it together with some of our wet ingredients, which we're gonna prepare right now. So go ahead and let's go ahead and transition. All right. Don't worry, Pastor Sanchez. He hit himself again. He did that last time. But Pastor Sanchez is going to transition over here, and you'll still see him. And boom. All right. All right, Pastor Sanchez. This one, I'm actually interested to see if you're going to be able to pull this one off.
I'm coming.
All right, boom. Here, switch sides. Yeah, grab that. All right, so I'm gonna have to do one more thing. While you do that, I'm gonna ask you questions, a little bit more about yourself. The first thing I want you to do is grab 3 egg yolks. So I don't want any egg whites. Dump the egg whites in here. Just 3 egg yolks in there.
All right.
I'm gonna have you figure this one out.
Wow.
So
Putting me on the spot.
Yeah, Pastor Sanchez, one thing as well is like, going to public school is really different from going to academy, I can imagine, because, for one, you have events and a school that observes the Sabbath. One thing for me that was huge in high school that I remember having to stop playing was football. You look a pretty athletic guy yourself. Did you ever play any sports in high school?
Yeah, I played football and soccer.
Okay.
So those were the main 2 sports that
Those
I
are the main
participated.
2 sports.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So, what was it like, going to a public high school, but being Adventist as well?
That's actually one of the biggest things that I really appreciated from having to experience. As most of you guys know, high school football happens on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that
wasn't pretty. That one wasn't pretty.
So I've always liked sports. I've always liked, even today I enjoy playing sports, but we had to deal with the issue of playing football on Friday night. Now I was in high school. This was my sophomore year. I was already instructed by my mother that we knew our standards, and she actually left it up to me to decide what to do. And just with the pressure of wanting to play football, I actually did play for 2 games of the season. But because it was my decision, I remember it vividly right now going to the games, and I just really wasn't comfortable. Another thing that
Why weren't you comfortable?
Just because at least where I was in my walk with God, perhaps my relationship with God wasn't the strongest, but I knew what was wrong and what was right and wrong. I knew how I've been raised. It was the whole principle of teach the children
the way you ought to, and then they won't depart.
Yes, correct. So I remember just walking away from the team just because I just wasn't at peace with it.
Wow.
I mean, it helped. I wasn't the
Starter?
the MVP, the All-American football player, but it was I still enjoyed it. It was football camp was one of my favorite times in high school.
Camp was fun, yeah.
But I just was not at peace. I wasn't comfortable, and during my sophomore year, I actually decided to keep the Sabbath.
Wow.
And that's
So you're about 15 then?
I was probably 15, 16,
15,
something
16,
like that.
something like that, huh?
So, I praise God that my mom allowed me to make that decision. I think that's one of the highlights of that experience, because as Adventists, having perhaps kids being raised in the church, we perhaps prevent them from making their decisions and hindering that conflict in the heart.
Yeah.
So I just praise God that I was able to not just struggle with that, but also choose to follow Him.
Amen. Oh, wow, that's powerful for a 15-year-old to make that decision. I can imagine it wasn't easy. Before you make another comment transition, I want you to grab that. Let me grab your cup over here. Where did we put the cup, actually? Oh, it's in the
back?
Yeah, it's in the back. So 7/8 cup. So basically fill it up, but not fill it up of sugar. So just like it says 7 out of 8
It's
cups.
sugar. We could fill it
No,
up.
don't fill it up. It's a lot of sugar. Even though 1/8 doesn't do that much of a difference.
This is my favorite ingredient.
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
Okay.
All right, so put that in there. So right now we have basically about a cup of sugar, 3 eggs, and then you're gonna put your about a tablespoon and a half of unsalted butter. Yeah, that's all of it.
Oh, that's all of it. Okay.
Yeah, that's about a tablespoon.
You already
and a half.
measured it.
No.
Hey.
See, when you're a true chef like me, you kind of eye things.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna beat that until it's homogeneous.
Alright.
He's kind of struggling here. I wish I could give you a different angle.
We usually use our hands to do things. I grew up not having machines in the house.
I promise you wouldn't be able to beat by your hand when we mix that. It'll be too strong.
Maybe that's why we never did donuts.
That's true. That's
probably
true.
why we stick with tortillas.
Hey, you're Salvadorian, so you're good with quesadilla. It's a Salvadorian pastry, not just tortilla and cheese. All right, that's actually perfect like that. All right, boom. So I'm just gonna show it over here. So what it's looking like right now is we have our egg, butter, and sugar, and we just mix that in all together. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna add half of this in there, just half. That's good right there. All right, so we can go ahead and beat that together.
Wow,
This part right here is actually it's a hard part for me as well. When I was practicing this, like, I made a huge mess. But,
I'm good.
He's good. He's good so far. Now make sure it's all in there. Make sure, try to get it a light yellow color.
See, what I need to do is I need to kind of get the sides to come in and then try it again.
That's what I'm working on getting you right now. Here, use this to scrape the sides. This is a little cake spatula. Cake it and spray it back in there. Alright, just give it one more swirl and that should be fine. Alright. He thinks it needs more. But if you guys haven't had sour cream donuts, they're so good. They're amazing. But one secret that I found that made this a whole game changer when I was practicing was using not just sour cream, but a special type of sour cream. Dare I say the best type of sour cream. Crema salvadoreña. So we're going to use this sour cream. It's Salvadorian cream. And here, I'm going to pour it in for us. So it's just going to be about...
Oh, so sour cream donuts are not donuts with sour cream inside. That's the filling.
Not as a filling, but they have sour cream in it.
This whole time, I'm picturing a donut with some sort of sweet sour cream.
No.
Inside the donut, so when we bite it, it kind of like melts out.
No.
That's the kind of donuts I like.
I'm not a big fan of filling donuts.
Oh.
But so boom, we have our sour cream in there, and now you're gonna have the rest of. Or actually, beat that in there. It's gonna get really sticky from here, so only keep it on one. But Pastor, while you're doing that, yeah, I mean, I was born and raised Adventist as well, and one thing that was hard for me was not having to give up playing football. I actually made that decision on my own as well, but it was like a decision I made, but it was like if I didn't do it, then my mom would be really mad at me, basically. But that's awesome that you had that free will, kind of. I think that's so key, especially growing up as a young person, to have that free will to make your own decisions. Something like that. Alright, so it's getting a little sticky, yeah? So be careful with that. That's actually fine like that. Alright, boom. So we're going to add in the second half. Boom. Alright, now it's going to get really sticky from here. So be careful. Yeah. But
I'll tell you what. Whoa.
Yeah, so be very careful.
Sometimes we wonder how. And we're gonna kill this machine. It's
So pull
struggling.
out, lift it up, and then just keep it kind of low where it won't right there, and then just, yeah, let it fling out. Let it fling out.
Okay.
Go ahead though.
I was gonna say one thing that they help also make the decision because, for example, as young people, we want to socialize. We want to have friends. We actually, as human beings, we want to have friends. We want to socialize with other people. Mm-hmm. And I had a lot of friends in the team that I like to socialize with. But one thing that really helped out being able to leave that was I had my friends from church. So if I wasn't connected with the church, at least in my experience, I'm wondering if I would have actually made the decision.
Wow.
It wasn't just the morals that I was taught, but also the relationships that we built.
Yeah.
You know.
So Pastor Sanchez is kind of struggling over here.
I'm struggling.
Here, let me help. So take it off all the way. All right. So this is really sticky. And that's what the sour cream kind of does with it. But, all right, boom. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sift that in and just kind of break it down. Just mix it. Flop it around. Oh!
What happened, Chef?
I know, right?
Okay, well, let's try it again.
Yeah, okay, so this is what I do. When I do that, just dip it in and pull out. Dip it in and pull out very slowly. Yeah, you want to get down, but make sure it mixes. There you go. Perfect. So this dough is really sticky, and that's why we're going to do something to it in a little bit. I'm going to wash my hands really quick because this is unbearable.
It's not as easy as it looks. How many times did you practice for this?
About 4 times. Oh, you're not doing bad actually. That's actually, yeah, there you go.
You're building my confidence.
Pastor, what's your favorite donut? Or sorry, pan dulce.
Ooh.
What's your favorite pan dulce?
That's two different things.
Yeah, they're two different things.
I mean, I have an answer for both.
Alright, we'll start off with your donut.
For donuts, I just like the original, just glazed donut.
Original glaze?
Yeah, you know.
Simple man.
Simple. For pan dulce, there's a debate that a lot of Hispanics have. It's kind of like the debate whether a tomato is a fruit or a vegetable. See, my favorite pan dulce is the bolillo that inside has crema and jalapeno.
We're good.
It has crema and jalapeno. Have you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
It's kind of like what pan con rajas or something like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So anyway, some people say no, that's more of that's not a pan dulce. That's just more like a meal, like a croissant sandwich type of situation. I consider a pan dulce. It's a debate that has been it's a debate that's been going on for centuries.
For centuries.
And I am in the team of pan dulce side, and that's my favorite pan dulce.
Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that a bolillo, basically a bread that has it has jalapenos in it, right, and cheese? No.
Tristan, if you're watching this, if later on you could edit this video and then just put a picture of the bolillo with rajas, that'll be great. That'll be like perfect.
That'd be
editing. Perfect,
Tristan. But shout out to Tristan. He helps us a lot with our videos and editing. But hold on, I'm gonna take that off real quick. So this is what the dough should look like. It's really sticky. So what we're gonna do right now is we're actually gonna leave this in the fridge for 45 minutes. But we're not gonna make you sit here. I actually came here early and I made a second batch. And that's been in the fridge for about an hour now, so let me go pull it out. So that dough is really sticky. Notice the difference after keeping it in the fridge for some time. It's still pretty sticky, but it's a lot more workable. Like, it's not that sticky. So a lot more workable.
Do you have to leave it in the fridge?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, or else when you roll it out, it'll stick to your roller, and it won't be pretty.
Okay.
But since we have a lot, since it's really sticky, we need a. Can they see us when we're here? Yeah.
Yes, they could.
So we're gonna.
It stops up to the
Perfect.
port. Perfect.
So we're gonna dough our table. Yeah, sorry, I was here from last time. But really don't hold back on the flour. And then what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna put flour on your hands.
Should I dry my hands?
Yes, right here. Is it there?
That's one thing about me. When I cook, I wash my hands like 10 times just because I don't like.
Sticky anything on your hands?
Yeah.
Grease, anything like
Yeah.
that? But put flour on your hands?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Obviously, I don't have a lot of attention span there, huh?
That's perfect. Alright, and then I'm gonna just grab some from here and then I'm gonna. It's really sticky, so you wanna make sure you have enough dough here. Now grab it out. And let's set it there. So, do you know how to knead? Have you ever kneaded?
Explain.
Okay, so.
Maybe I have, but I don't know that terminology.
This.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. You wanna do that just for a little bit.
pupusas.
There you go, for pupusas. So keep doing that just for a little bit. And, perfect. So notice how it's a lot more smooth and it's just easier to work with. Don't go too much on the, on the table where it has no more flour because it will stick pretty, yeah, see? So just keep pulling it out and pulling it off and keep finding those spots that are soft and a bit easier to work with or else it'll stick to the table. There you go, there you go. Look at this. Those are some pupusa hands. No, but, so Pastor, I know to become a pastor you need to go to school.
Yeah.
What's your education like? What'd you do after high school?
Well, I have to graduate. I went to 2 community colleges in the Bay Area.
Okay.
2 community colleges in the Fresno area.
Wow.
Well, I was working there as a Bible worker in Glow. And I've gone to 3 Pacific Union colleges.
3 Pacific Union colleges?
Yeah, or located in the Pacific Union.
Yeah, which ones?
I've gone to, I started at PUC, ended up going to Souls West, finished at Weimar with a degree from Griggs University.
Okay.
And then for my master's, I did the program with La Sierra. So that's 4. That's the 4 schools. I'm just missing Loma Linda, and I'll probably be done with the tour of Pacific Union Adventist Education.
Yeah, you've gone to about everything, huh?
Yep.
I'm gonna flour it a bit more, so it's just a little bit less sticky. That's a lot of schools.
Yep.
And so you have your degree, of course. You got it from Weimar, at Weimar, and you are a master. We're only about a half inch width. So about right there. Just keep it right there at that. Perfect. But you also got your master's in at La Sierra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice. So with all those colleges, I know they teach similar things, but each one has kind of a different teacher for it. I actually went to Souls West too, and I loved my experience there. First off, I'm on continuing college right now through online college. But what helped you to find a balance in life? As a young person, especially me, one thing I am really striving for is just balance. Not trying to be too much of an extreme on one side or too lenient on another side. Really, balance is really key when it comes to a walk with Christ. What helps you to find balance after going through all those schooling?
Well, balance is subjective.
Of course.
Depending on who you are and depending on other people, you will never be balanced.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I would say it's just being able to be at peace with you and God. That's how I determine balance. If you look at it from a human perspective, you're never gonna please anybody. Not everybody's gonna think you're balanced. But if you're at peace with God, that's the
goal.
That's the goal.
And what helps you to get at peace with God?
A combination of life experience and a relationship with God, meaning the study of the Bible, being involved in ministry. Mm-hmm. So that's mainly it. As I learned more about God, and I was able to learn, because we could learn a lot of biblical principles. The same thing as a student that's studying surgery, or a surgeon that's studying that in school. They actually have studied a lot of surgery and perhaps have practiced it, but it's always theoretical until you apply it. So life experience, that's where life experience is such a valuable thing in a Christian's life, because you're able to start implementing and experimenting on the biblical principles that you're learning, and some of them are like, this is different, and you continue to evolve as you're
Get more life experience.
a youth, as you're a young adult, as you're perhaps married, with a parent, a son, independent person. So it just continues to evolve. So I from my perspective, life experience is, balance. It's a combination of biblical principles with life being applied in life experience.
And ultimately, from what I'm hearing, is basically, you're kind of finding a balance through every stage in life, because like you said, when you get older, through high school, when you get married, you can go ahead and continue. So it's like a never-ending, I guess you could say, school of trying to find balance. What I mean by that is because you're in a different stage every part of your life, but throughout that life experience, it really can help you. Now, for a young person who, they're always told, hey, you're too young, or later in life you'll understand. What would you say to a young person who's trying to find balance in their life, or let alone not even balance, just trying to find out what it means to be Christian?
That's something that I actually struggled with and that's one of the, you might say, the cons of being raised in the church, where at least my perception, nobody told me this, nobody told me to think this way, but my perception is the older you got, the more spiritual you got. For some reason, it didn't fit in my mind how a young person could actually be spiritual, could have a strong connection with God. But if you look at the Bible, David had it, Samuel had it, Daniel had it.
Yeah.
That was my next person that I was going to mention.
Yeah.
So it's just going out there and just figuring things out, experimenting with God.
I really like what you said, experimenting with God.
Yeah, it's the only way to actually get to know Him, to test Him in a healthy way, to ask Him, to let Him know, Lord, I have some doubts regarding certain things. I need your help. And figuring life out, and the sooner you do it, the easier life becomes, because you're able to know how to juggle the present world with biblical spiritual principles.
Now, if you were to tell me that when I was in high school, that would have sounded like something, honestly, heresy. What I mean by that is because, like I came similar to you, growing up, I thought you had to have it figured out before you consider yourself like a follower of Christ. Or you had to have life figured out, or you had to, like you said, when you get older, then you'll become really a Seventh-day Adventist, or let alone a follower of Christ. That's beautiful, though. That what I like is experimenting with God, healthy testing Him, and it's
better to experiment with God while you're still under your parents' roof, to still have that type of accountability. They might not always be right, because they also have their own walk with God, but to be able to have those safeguards also help. And instead of trying to figure out God while you're independent on your own, doing your own things, and perhaps mistakes will be greater than when you're still young.
That's really well put. So we're gonna go ahead and transition now into frying these bad boys. So boom, here we have our dough of our sour cream donuts. They're a little heavy, not heavy, but they feel just a bit more dense than regular donuts. So what we're gonna do right now, if you can just grab, we're gonna transition over here to frying them. Now, what I'm doing is I'm using canola oil to fry them, and hello, right out of water. Canola oil to fry them, and then so we can go ahead and move over here. And right here I just have a little bit of water up to boil for our powdered sugar to basically coat what we're going to make. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start deep frying our donuts. So you're going to see it. It's going to sink at first. It's It's gonna go all the way to the bottom, and then it'll rise up.
So what you're saying is the only way to for a donut to rise up is that it needs to sink all the way to the bottom.
Yes, it needs to sink all the way to the bottom.
Interesting.
All the way to the bottom. Something I like to call those devotional thoughts. I call them PSDT, powerful spontaneous devotional thoughts. Whenever I'm cooking or whenever I'm doing like homework, things like that, I like to just pause and find a devotional thought throughout what I see, because that's what Jesus did, you know.
So what's the difference between the donuts when it's put in the donut right now? What makes it rise up?
What makes it rise up? So basically, it's really dense at first. Now, one thing about when you fry anything, or like with water, or when you freeze it, one thing about matter, about weight. Matter cannot be created or destroyed, so it's gonna remain the same weight. The difference is that it's really heavy. With the dough itself is just heavier. After you fry it, it becomes a bit more crispy and bready. What I mean by bready, just for lack of terminology, is it's like flaky. So it kind of shoots itself up. After not being so sticky and getting fried and hard, it shoots itself up. So one of the main characteristics of a sour cream donut is it's crispy on the outside, but really soft on the inside.
So, perhaps the spiritual illustration we could use with this is that perhaps sometimes when we have a hardened heart, we tend to sink all the way to the bottom, and it's only when we soften it up are we able to rise.
Amen. That's a great devotional thought. That is a great devotional thought. So
we could even learn something from donuts, huh?
You can even learn something from donuts, you know. Donuts are take a huge place in my life. But so by the way, while I'm doing this, I need you to make the powdered sugar. So
yeah, I don't know how that's gonna happen.
What?
What do you mean powdered sugar?
Boom. Sorry, make our glaze. So scoot this back, and you're gonna stand here. So boom.
Okay.
So you're gonna stand here.
Stop it.
And oh, that's beautiful. Oh yeah, that's looking beautiful. So I got some napkins.
So how do I do the glaze?
So you see that pot of boiling water right there?
Yes.
You're gonna use that. You have a fourth cup in front of you. You see that silver little metal cup?
Yes.
So you're gonna use that for the water. But first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put about 1 cup of powdered sugar in that bowl. Let me grab you.
1 cup of powdered sugar.
So
1 cup. So 4 of these.
Yeah, do 4 of those. Perfect. 4 of those.
You sure just 1 cup? Maybe 5?
We actually might add more. I just want to see what 1 cup looks like first.
I might put just 1 more. Just you know. I'm a sweet tooth, so. Oh, I lost count. I really did.
Alright, that's fine.
Baking tidbit: don't lose count of your measurements.
That's fine right there. In the comments, tell me how many. In the comments, tell me how many cups you put in there, or how many scoops.
Okay, now.
So once that's fine. So you're gonna fill up that 4th cup right there. Careful not to burn your hands, but pour that in there, or you can grab it from there, like just like that. Here, let me pour it in. There we go. I can hold it. Just don't let anyone get burnt. So that's fine. Pour it in there. Yeah. And then now put a just light little dab of there in there. Like a light. Be surprised, but that was actually perfect.
Oh, I was trying to put a little bit more than what you. And now?
Go ahead and whisk it together, and you'll notice it'll become a glaze.
That's it. It's not just hot water, powdered sugar, and
A little bit of corn syrup.
a little bit of corn syrup.
Just get all the clumps out. here. One characteristic of a sour cream donut is that it'll crack in the middle or around the ring. That's what you want. That's the sign of a sour cream donut. It makes little ridges in there for the glaze, and it's gonna come out great.
All right.
All right. How do you think these are gonna come out, Pastor?
Say it again.
How do you think these donuts are gonna come out?
I think great.
Alright. So I'm gonna just make these last 3 and then that'll be it for the day.
Should I pour that over there?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay.
We're actually gonna fish them around in there.
You sure this is enough? I think we should have like at least
Yeah, you're right. Actually add more sugar in there. Do the same thing you did right there.
4, right?
Yeah, 4, do that.
2, 3, 4.
And then just add a little bit more of that water in there.
Well, look at that. Did not get burned.
And then add just another little dab of the corn syrup. Oh! That was a lot!
No, you just saw the end. I mean, the beginning.
No.
And the end. You think? Did you really see that there?
Yes. Okay, that's fine. I'm interested how it's going to taste now. Guys, just go ahead and make sure there's no more bugs.
You could put more water and
I won't do anything.
and sugar.
And sugar. Alright, go ahead and give it a taste. Good?
Delicious.
Delicious, huh? Alright, so we're going to do our last phase of the day, and that's coating these bad boys with our glaze, and I'll bring it over there. Just wait for these.
So are we gonna end here?
Yes, we are going to end here. Alright, pass.
Should I go over there then?
Yeah. Boom. We have our sour cream donut. Not glazed yet, but this is what it looks like so far. Yeah. All right. Final step is to glaze these bad boys. Alright. So this is what you're going to do. We're going to glaze one and we're going to try it. So, cake it in there. And flip it around there, just like that. And then boom.
Should we let it soak?
You can do that with yours. This will be mine. Here, make yours.
Just let it soak, you know, let it. Kind of like my cereal. I like it, you know.
You like your cereal kind of soggy?
Kind of, not soggy, but wet.
All right, give it a couple seconds.
Hold on right now.
Back on?
So we apologize for that. It's supposed to have been the meatball supposed to have been charged, and I guess it was charged. I checked it, but now I'm realizing it only has 40 minutes worth of
Time. So
time. So
that basically means we went a little over time. But where's your oh, we ate it. Okay. Let's go ahead and try what it tastes like.
let me see. Well, hold on. I need to glaze. I need to glaze mine, and then we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a try, and then we'll let you know how it tastes like. And I'll tell you if I'll recommend. You have my recommendation to try this at home. No, I'm tasting a little cornstarch, white flour.
You wouldn't be able to taste that.
There's something else in there.
Yeah, what else is in there? What?
Sour cream.
Yeah! So there's sour cream
cream.
donuts. I don't know how you guessed that.
No, but it's a special Salvadorian sour cream.
Spot on.
That's what I taste.
Spot on. Alright guys, well hey, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and friends, happy new week. And Pastor Sanchez, thank you so much for making Krispy Kreme donuts with me.
It is delicious.
Alright, well you guys have a blessed day.